Hiya folks, I'm Grim and welcome to Grim Grooves. Today we'll be checking out Deanna with It Is Here, a brand new song from her, and I have never checked out anything brand new from her yet. I've listened to a lot of songs from Deanna at this point, but they've all been fairly old and like from the beginning of her doing music to a couple of years ago, but nothing brand new. So I'm really excited to see how much she's grown over these last several years. But anyways, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you can see all the new stuff I've got coming in the future. So much more from Deanna and so many other artists to check out. But without further ado, let's check out Deanna with It Is Here. Great melody.
Мне говорят, нету такой любви. Мне говорят, как все, так и ты живи. Больно многого хочешь, нету людей таких. Зря ты только морочишь и себя, и других. Говорят, зря грустишь, зря не ешь и не спишь. Не глупи, все равно ведь уступишь, так уж лучше сейчас уступи. Она есть, она здесь, в сердце моем теплым живет птенцом, в жилах моих жгучим течет свинцом.
Her sustain notes are so beautiful. I mean, she's always like, her music is always just so touching and so beautiful. Like, she just has such a unique voice, and she hasn't even went to her deeper levels yet, because obviously we all know that Deanna can just hit those low notes like no one else. It's really impressive, and it just blows me away that she's able to do that and then also carry a tune so fantastically like this. It's so impressive, the range that she has to be able to sing so beautifully like this, but also hit those low notes and go really crazy with it. Let's see if we get any of that going forward. This is the first more modern song I've heard from Deanna as well, I think. Like, having that drum and bass beat in the back is really fantastic, and having like little synth elements on top of everything else, and the repeating of her vocals here with like little vocalization stings we're getting here. It's really fantastic and so different from everything else I've heard from Deanna, which is really cool.
Это она, светом в моих глазах. Это она, солью в моих слезах. Зрение, слух мой, грозная сила моя. Солнце мое, горы мои, моря.
It's almost like a different person to sing this half of the song. Like, this isn't even nearly as deep as she can go, I know that, but still, it's just significantly deeper. Like, you could recreate this with two different styles of singers, like having one that's more of a tenor in the beginning or whatever, and then someone who has got the like counter, like the much deeper voice for the second part, and it would work just as well. But Deanna just has the range that she can do both. And I apologize if I'm labeling different names wrong, like tenor and stuff. I'm not the most classically trained in those types of things, but I can still appreciate how crazy the different voice styles are from her.
Солнце мое, горы мои, моря. От забвения защита, от лжи и неверия броня. Если ее не будет и меня. Мне говорят, нету такой любви. Мне говорят, как все, так и ты живи. А я никому души не дам потушить. А я и живу, как все, когда-нибудь буду жить. Когда-нибудь буду жить. Она здесь, в сердце моем теплым живет птенцом.
like I mentioned it the last time this part of the song came, but just her sustained notes are so fantastic. Like to be able to hold those notes just so perfectly in the right key and in the right, like the way that she performs them, and just hitting those like perfect pitch style notes with her vocal range to be able to go again so deep and so high whenever she feels like it, like it's just incredibly impressive. Like, and it just sounds incredible on top of all that.
В жилах моих жгучим течет свинцом. Она здесь, в сердце моем теплым живет птенцом. В жилах моих жгучим течет свинцом.
I think this is my favorite part of the song so far. The end of the chorus going into this whole section, because it's so drastically different from anything else we've heard from Deanna at this point. And at least for me, I mean, it's very possible that she's done other more modern kind of electronic or different element songs, like maybe some drum and bass songs. I don't know. Again, I've only just scratched the surface, to be honest. I've listened to like maybe 10 songs of hers, and they've all been crazy. But a lot of them are very much more like classical, or have a classical feeling to them. Whereas this is much more modern, and she's absolutely killing it with it. Individual guitar riffs we're getting in the back there just to help emphasize even further like the vibe of this song, the feeling of this song. Like there's definitely a darkness here and a sadness to the song overall, but it's still just so high energy and so crazy, and it's absolutely beautiful as well with Deanna covering the singing. Like it's just really, really cool. Again, her vocalizations are insane, and we got like a little bit of a bass melody coming on in underneath everything else too, which is really interesting. Like it's just an interesting bass melody, and it works really well behind, again, this synth melody on top of everything, and Deanna's kind of vocalizations here. It's just all harmonizing really, really well.
Мне говорят, нету такой любви. Мне говорят, как все, так и ты живи. Больно многого хочешь, нету людей таких. Зря ты только морочишь и себя, и других. И себя, и других.
Wow. And just finishing it off with a soft piano melody, just even further emphasizing just the sadness of this kind of thing, or the sadder nature to some elements of this song. But there's definitely a high energy element to this as well. Like the drums coming in, they were pretty insane. They're like just crazy heavy kind of drum melodies. We got the synth melodies coming in too that were really fantastic. A little bit of a guitar, a little bit of bass, but for the most part it was entirely carried by Deanna's vocals, which are always just so stunning, and she has improved significantly since the other songs I've heard from her. Like just her freedom to be able to change her vocal style so drastically and so freely in the middle of a bar. Like she'll be singing and then she'll slightly go up and slightly go down, just like play around with the arrangement of the song, and it seems like she's enjoying herself. And it's always fun to see a artist like this that can freely do that and freely kind of play around with the way that they perform their songs. And we got so many different vocalizations here too, like just her playing around with her voice and the way that she can do different melodies just solely from her own vocals, which is always crazy to do, and it was really impressive here. The video was also really cool, like the whole kind of dark Victorian vibe or whatever. Like It definitely felt more classical, but the song itself was more modern in style with, again, the drum and bass, the synth. Like, it's really cool to hear that she has that kind of range in musical styles as well, because obviously we know that she has incredible range with her vocals, but to also kind of play that style for different styles of music is always really cool too, because you get to see so much more than just a classical style beat. Like, because there's so many different styles of music, so many different genres that she can play around with. And it's just cool to see that she's kind of experimenting more and doing more different things. At least from what I can see. Again, I haven't seen any or heard any other songs that are similar to this, but they might be out there, I don't know. But anyways, thanks for hanging out watching my reaction. If you liked it, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Until next time, later days, folks.
Went too far.